basically, I got into it. My DJ studio space burned down.
Oh, wow.
Yep, in 2018. And I shared that with some other artists, including DJ Miss Lakeisha and Joyce Spica, who's an amazing artist, and some other artists. And after that, I got a gift certificate and a little stack of records from my friend Masami.
Welcome back to Behind the Decks, MPLS. I'm so happy to be here with Rosa, aka DJ Madre, and we're gonna learn a lot about her background, and appreciate you kind of getting in here. And I know we couldn't make times work earlier, but I think things worked out the way they're supposed to.
It's better like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just happy to be doing this since we're up to episode 7, I believe now with this, and every time we just keep upping the production value and now the video value too, because we just figured out that button.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, as you can relate, like when sometimes you just got to learn as you go.
I rely on you to do that.
And in case you haven't noticed, it's behind us. We have vinyl this time instead of CDJs. So this is the first ever vinyl back-to-back set we're going to be doing after the interview. So I'm super excited. Always a fun time. We get to play on the 1200s.
Finally. Yeah.
Finally.
Finally.
So let's see how far back we want to go here. What's your earliest memory of a song?
I don't know, but I can tell you that when I was about 4, my big sister got tickets to go see Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation.
Oh, wow.
And I got to go.
Oh, wow.
So I got to go see Janet Jackson for the Rhythm Nation tour when I was 4. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have a memory of my dad putting me on top of a table at the 7th Street entry. And I think it wasn't Nirvana, but it was like around the time that Nirvana came by. I think it was somebody else though, but
everyone relates to music differently. And some people, it's like, that's where I first learned how to dance.
Yeah.
And then for some people, it's like, that's why I picked up my first instrument. So what was your relationship?
Yeah, I feel like, also around the time that I was 4, I was lucky enough to be a part of Cedar Fest, which is a festival that sort of was trying to make a comeback.
Yeah.
And so I was in the parade when I was 4.
Okay.
And I had the privilege and honor to be taught by one of the best hand drummers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Hall, last name Hall. I know his kid.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, there's a whole family. I know the mom, Andrea Hall.
Okay.
But yeah, oh my gosh. It's not Morris, it's Wallace.
Okay.
Wallace Hall. And I was the youngest little drummer in the Little Drummers group when I was 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we were in the
getting
parade.
The percussion on early.
Yep. And my dad is a bass player, so he was always trying to get me to play a few bass songs.
Okay.
And yeah.
So it's in the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's still playing music. He's still a musician.
What's your background?
My mom was born in Cuba.
Okay.
So half of my family is from Cuba.
Okay.
And then my dad, he grew up in St. Paul.
Okay.
And he is a mixture of different types of things, including Italian and German.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a good mix there.
Yeah. A lot going on there. Yeah, no. But yeah, I got some crazy combinations in my family.
So was there always music in the house?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always had KFAI playing, the radio station that was just a couple blocks away from where I grew up on West Bank.
Yeah.
And then my dad would always do band practice, which he still does. Like yesterday,
oh, really?
He was doing band practice in the basement. So I grew up with my dad making a lot of noise, and I was trying to do my homework and stuff. Yeah.
That's funny. It's normally the parents telling the kids to keep it down.
Exactly. Nope.
Yeah.
But
and where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, born and raised. Yeah.
Okay. What was that childhood like?
Whew, it was rough. I mean, I still am and have always been poor. So I grew up poor, and I grew up in a neighborhood mostly with immigrants. And because of that, I had the opportunity to meet people from all over the world. I had a rough time in my teens, and I ended up homeless.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I got into working in those types of places because I was a participant.
Yeah.
I was a consumer of
Mm.
the program.
Yeah.
But because of those types of situations and the things that were going on, like there were like teen clubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and one of them was District 202. And I was able to meet a lot of queer and trans elders and peers.
Is that the first time? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, I was a teenager by then, so probably
Yeah. Yeah.
not. But people hide their sexuality and their gender all the time.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so District 202, stuff like that, going to the homeless programs and stuff, I ended up running into a lot of young Black trans women.
Hmm.
And so I've always known, young Black trans people or just trans people in general, people from all over the world, and just kind of like coming from that background, it's like I was kind of almost automatically like non-conforming, like, 'cause
Mm.
I got nobody over here trying to tell me what to do,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I'm just on my own,
Mm.
so
So how did those experiences color like your worldview?
oh, it's rough because, I got into this DJ thing, and a lot of my passion around it was not just about me DJing, but about the spaces that were being created
Mm.
and the people that were able to have a good time,
Yeah.
express themselves, feel safe, feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and to feel seen and to feel honored or, respected or whatever, or thought through. Yeah. So I spent about 10 years of my DJ career teaching other people how to DJ.
Mm.
And I still do.
Yeah.
I still do at the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a student that I was just teaching yesterday.
Okay.
Got a new person that came in. And so I've had my own little kind of naive ideas about helping people and what might happen for me if people were to pay it forward.
Mm.
And stuff like that, and yeah, I don't know, I still do, and I came to this scene with a lot of naivete,
Mm.
you know?
What was the biggest maybe shock for you or kind of surprise?
I mean, when I started to look behind the curtain to
Mm.
become a DJ, I started realizing that some of those people had some pretty ugly
Yeah.
backgrounds, and so I had a hard time with trying to hold a standard.
Mm.
That's not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not okay to be like racist or sexist or whatever it is or whatever it is.
And that's prevalent across the DJ community because if you
You
look at like
know?
Resident Advisor, there was a lot of blow ups like in the past couple of years. People like this and this DJ, and you're like, I know I
Yeah.
love their music, but nope.
It
Like,
comes out now.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, they're homophobics. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a banging
exactly.
track, but
Or
you're homophobic. So,
yeah, yeah,
like, people like stop buying their music and stuff like that. It was crazy, but I think it was a function of people feeling comfortable, like saying that maybe it's the DJ
this person has a pattern.
well, yeah, or the people that came up and said, "Hey," so I don't know if it's the DJ Me Too equivalent, but like, "Hey, like, the little you see of the window of the DJ when he's playing is not
Exactly.
doesn't mean he's a good person."
Yeah,
That was probably a shock for a
exactly.
lot of people too.
Exactly, exactly. So like that's one of the things that has made it a little bit harder for me to go out and enjoy other DJs.
Mm,
As a patron and as a dancer and as a music lover,
yeah.
it creates a lot of, thoughts in my head about
Mm,
like, how I gotta weigh out the pros and the cons
mm,
of, participating in
yeah.
something that maybe benefits somebody who's pretty harmful or
Mm,
something like that. Or
yeah.
another thing though that I came at this with a lot of energy and maybe naivete was related to like maybe coming at the house music scene, especially here in Minneapolis, with a focus on maybe reparations
Mm,
and repairing some kind of bridge or something that in my era was broken,
mm,
as far as Black, Latino, queer artists
mhm,
making electronic dance music here
Really?
in Minneapolis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, for a long time, it's been sort of the same players for the
Mm,
last 15, 20 years.
yeah.
But before that, there was another scene. We have our Minneapolis sound, Jimmy Jam and everybody. Like,
Yeah.
that's, dance music. And so for me, I feel like something happened in the middle there because I grew up not really like electronic music, house music, techno. That was not anywhere coming. That was that was not, like,
Behave.
yeah, look at you. Yeah, but like, growing up, like electronic music, dance music, that was just not coming at me. But luckily I did have some great radio stations growing
Hmm.
up here. And so some things would come through,
Yeah.
you know. But most of the shows, most of the homies and stuff, they were all doing hip hop.
Mm.
They were all doing hip hop. We were going to the Dinky Towner and all that good stuff. There was gonna be after parties and all that.
Got Angel nod his head back there.
Yeah, Angel knows because he was a b-boy. He don't tell everybody that, but we know what he was doing out there. He was breakdancing on the floor.
He's doing those
Uh-huh.
windmills.
At First Avenue at the all ages night on
Yeah.
Sunday. Mhm.
What came first, the interest in electronic music or the DJing?
I think the electronic music thing,
Yeah.
because that was something I was able to have access to, whereas DJing I didn't,
Okay.
you know. But what I was doing is I was listening to the radio and I was taking
Yeah.
cassettes and I was making my own mixtapes,
Nice.
recording the songs I like off the radio. And
Okay.
back then you didn't
You gotta be
have
quick on the pause button.
you got to be quick on the pause button. You're like, oh, dang, I took a bathroom break right when the commercial came. I try to record over it or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, so it was, that was kind of my thing for a
So they had a
while.
station that was playing like good electronic music?
Mm, not really,
Okay.
but when we were younger, when I was younger though, they had some like, I don't know, like Crystal Waters and all that
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
was playing on
Okay.
on
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
KDWB late night, and me and my friends, we would be having sleepovers,
La da dee, la da da.
exactly, under like, under 10 years old, just going crazy.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
That's so
We
funny.
would just do our own choreography, jump on the couch and everything, you
You're
know?
doing those TikTok videos before TikTok.
Yeah, 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 and this was before, internet and stuff, so, like, if you wanted to know the lyrics of a
Oh,
song,
that's right.
you'd probably wanna record it on a cassette, play that over, get a notebook, write it down, and that's how you
Yeah.
would figure out, "I found
That's
a
that's
rainbow
that's when you
yesterday,
that's
but too many
hardcore.
storms," that kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
So I love the team club thing because we used to go to one called Club Soda.
Oh,
And
cool.
it was so ridiculous. And obviously it's because teenagers were there, but that's when freestyle was out.
Oh,
Oh, so it
nice.
was just like those early days of just you just want to dance.
Yeah.
But we were so crazy because we were like just starting to sneak drinks. And someone told us once we had Bartles and James coolers back then, wine coolers. I'm probably showing my age
From
with
the
that one. Yeah,
Zima?
Zimas.
Yeah,
But they're like,
I
if you,
had
when
Zimas.
you're like a teenager, someone once said, I think, hey, if you run, you get drunk fast.
Wow.
So I don't know
Damn.
how long that lasted, but we'd like run to the
You
club.
start running around.
I don't think it
Like,
worked
"Are
though.
we drunk yet?" It's like, "Well, drink some
um,
more and then run."
so what initially drew you to DJ?
Well, I ended up making some new friends,
Okay.
and it was through the music scene,
Hmm.
in the performance scene, and
Like dancers?
mm, not necessarily, like theatrical,
Oh, okay.
you
Okay.
know? Yeah, like I had been I went to a rave or 2 down the street in North Minneapolis
Okay.
at a place that's no longer,
What
available.
was it called?
It had a bunch of different names, but the building was Acrylic
Okay.
Fabricators. Yeah. So we would go there
Okay.
and yeah, I remember seeing some pretty good DJs there.
Okay.
Yeah, and they ended up, later on getting like an amazing sound system, light
Hmm.
system and everything, but yeah, 'cause that's the DVS1 joint.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep, yep. So I, ended up going to a couple of DVS1 raves growing up. But other than that, I think most of the other raves and stuff like that, that was all going out in the suburbs.
Okay. Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, all the kids from all over Minnesota were doing stuff all over the place in the middle of nowhere.
And like random.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, that's creepy. you know?
The suburban kids popping
I'm
off.
scared. I don't wanna go that far, you know? What if I have to go to sleep or something? But yeah, but no, so I ended up getting into this group, so kinda traveled. It was actually there was this party called Pegasus, and it was a traveling party, and it was like kind of a queer performance music event, and there was they did one performance at a place called the Bedlam Theater, which was also kind of a cool place.
Mhm.
Everybody loved it. It was fantastic on the West Bank, and then there was this other after hours joint that was like an above ground spot,
Yeah.
but then the underground spot was called Medusa,
Mm.
and that was also right around the corner. Like, yeah, like, not even a block from Bedlam,
Okay.
and that was kind of like the metal, like, rock and roll punk
Oh.
sh 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 scene, but they
Okay.
would also have, like, kinda like raves and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that there.
Okay. Crossover.
Yeah, and there
Yeah.
was a lot of crossover, there was a lot of crossover at the time. This was
Interesting.
kind of like the kinda hipster shoegazy electronic scene, everybody was wearing neon skinny jeans and shirts that had, like, necklaces printed on them and kafaya scarves. It was kind of like a little bit of a crossover thing going on. But yeah, so Pegasus stopped by, did a performance here, did a performance there, did a bus event, a party on a
Oh,
bus.
yeah.
And then at some point, they got this place called what we called Madame,
Okay.
Madame of the Arts. And that was on 34th in Chicago above a daycare. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you could go to the club and drop your kids off? No, so
right. No, yeah, no, it was way after daycare was closed. Yeah.
Okay.
But we
That'd be
did,
cool though, right? It'd be
yeah.
like,
But we did have one of
watch my
those.
daughter. I'm gonna go to a rave.
No, no, too scary.
Yeah.
Too scary. Because there also was one of those, like, illegal merry-go-round things
Eagle,
that they were the funnest one. The
dangerous ones.
ones where you spin real
Oh
fast
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that you don't see them anywhere, but they still got one over there
The
on
playground
34th in
ones.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes.
The metal, pure all metal.
With just a couple bars going in a circle. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
yeah, so we basically, I started going there, and then, there would be events there, like, I just started getting pulled into this place, like,
Okay.
there would be, like, wrestling, like, we had this event
Lucha
called
Libre.
WrestleGania, and it was just, like, all these different types of wrestling,
Really?
slime, pizza, mud, blood, slime, everything has been wrestled with. Ice cream was the worst. Ice cream was the worst,
There's
and
two people wrestling in ice cream.
mm, yeah, more than 2 people, more than 2 people.
That's in the while the rave is happening. I know.
Maybe, like,
Okay.
a little bit before the rave.
Okay.
Like, kind of
Like a
like, yeah, it's
pre-show.
like a pre-show, and then afterwards, you get to splash around in ice
That's
cream
so funny.
but yeah, so I started getting pulled into this place, and there was just amazing events, and I started doing my own events, and eventually I started DJing at my own events.
Okay. Vinyl.
Nope, no, digital,
Okay.
digital. Yep, yep, with a DJ controller
Okay.
to begin with.
What would your what was your inspiration back then, or was it the DJs that you had seen? And sometimes, I mean, the best DJs are the ones who know the music and they know the scene and they
Right.
feel it. That's how they come into the music.
Exactly. Like I felt like once I borrowed my friend's DJ
Yeah.
controller, it was like, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this. And
Yeah.
that's another part of the, like, being poor, not having access, having to survive, having to deal with so many things coming at me
Sure.
all the time, just based on the, conditions or whatever that I brought into.
So what was that feeling like? An early memory of like one of your parties when you were DJing.
I did a party called Creep.
Okay.
And it was based off of TLC,
Yeah.
Creep. Yeah, so it was kind of like it was a celebration of, like, the R&B
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
divas.
yeah.
Yeah, like, but, like,
What a
also, like, the
great
hip
era
hop
of like,
divas. Yeah,
the
so
90s
so it was
R&B.
like,
Yeah.
the gladiator look that all the girls did, Missy Elliott,
Oh yeah.
Lil Kim,
Oh yeah.
maybe you do the Christina Aguilera, like Lady Marmalade. Maybe you just come in silk pajamas. So there was a lot of that, or maybe you just come in like a jersey and you got a funky hat and like a condom over your eye. You know, and giving left
Left
eye.
eye syndrome. Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Okay.
So that was probably one of the first big party. That was one of the
Everyone's running around chasing waterfalls.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So that was one of the first parties I think I DJ'd.
Okay. Do you remember that feeling of like being the crowd controller?
Um, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It felt good.
Yeah.
Felt good. Yeah. Hmm.
So what about vinyl?
So I didn't start doing vinyl until 2018.
What was the pull?
The pull was, well, basically I had
It's such a, I mean, it's a jump because I mean, I had no, there's no other option for me. I learned
mhm,
on vinyl,
mhm,
and to want to like have something that seems to make the job easier, which is like a controller or something like
yep,
that. There's got to be a strong pull, either curiosity or to like you have to learn like a
to
analog.
make it work.
Yeah, you got to learn this like
Try harder.
yeah,
Yeah.
physical objects. You're moving like
Yep.
so.
Science.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got into it partially because my DJ studio space burned down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my DJ studio space burned down in 2018.
Mm.
And I shared that with some other artists, including DJ Miss Lakeisha and Joy Spica, who's an amazing artist, and some other artists. And after that, I got a gift certificate and a little stack of records from my friend Masami.
Mm-hmm.
And she got me a little gift certificate to this record store that only lasted for a little while called Flashlight Vinyl.
Okay.
But, they had a lot of house music.
Mm,
It was gorgeous,
mm.
and I got this gift certificate, got a little stack of records from Masami, and they were starting to close down. So I was starting to get, like I was getting
Oh wow.
crates of house music
Wow.
for deals. Mhm. Yep. So that's kinda how it started, and then our homie Fresco, DJ Fresco, was moving to Mexico, and I was able to buy some of his
Okay.
stuff, and then I had a neighbor who gave me a whole bunch of jazz
Oh
music
wow.
and stuff, so
So all the signs are pointing you. The
once
universe wanted you to get on the that
yeah,
shit.
once this fire happened, I just started getting, like,
Okay.
given records.
And so did you had to pick up some 1200s
I I think
or whatever?
I don't
Some
remember,
yeah.
but yeah, I think I got my 1200s probably in
Yeah.
2019 or something. I got them for a really good deal
Okay.
too. Yeah, I don't even wanna tell everybody. It's gonna make you mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're tanks,
Should I
so
tell
yeah.
you? No, no, no.
No, no,
Let's
no.
not do it.
That's in the bonus.
Yeah, yeah, that's
That's
a bonus.
yeah.
That's a Patreon.
Yeah, that's after dark.
Yeah, 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 that's the yeah. Wax off. Yeah. Cut the mics.
So,
No, just
you
kidding.
remember what that experience is like? Because it's like a different, skill set, right? And you get that ear has to be like
Mhm.
really good.
My little bit of training in drums
Oh yeah,
and
rhythm.
and, like,
Yeah,
my
it
long
counts.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I just got really
that's
into
good. That makes sense.
remixing and
Yeah.
syncing stuff up
Okay.
and blending stuff,
Yeah.
and that was I was already really into that when I was doing controller stuff.
Okay.
But then, yeah, I don't know, I just really started going in, and I pretty much started doing exclusively vinyl in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
All right.
pretty much sold or I gave away to the DJs,
Yeah.
because the DJ students,
Yeah.
I gave them a lot of the electronic stuff,
Oh,
so it's
cool.
still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Courtesy of DJ Madre.
DJU, DJ Madre, DJU, yeah,
Okay.
the DJ program.
So bring us up to current times.
Mm.
You're running Wax World, which want to tell us the story how you got to that point?
Sure, yeah. Well, it brings us back to Angel again. I think Jex and Angel
The
were roommates back in the day.
previous owner,
Yep,
Jax. Yeah.
Jex used to own the shop, and some other people owned it before then, and so it's kinda changed hands over the last few years. Like, a couple years ago, maybe 2, 3 years ago, Angel invited me to DJ at the record
Oh
store.
yeah.
Yep, and so I did, like, a little DJ set
Yeah. It's
there,
fun.
and I checked it out, and I was like, "This is so cute," and then I started thinking, "Hmm," like, maybe I could maybe that might be fun. Maybe I could
Mhm.
see myself running my own shop.
Hmm.
Then I went back to doing what I was doing. Eventually, I ended up I had all these records with nowhere to put them.
Mhm.
and like really no job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Jex and Angel reached out to me saying like, "Oh, do you want to buy the shop?"
Mm.
And I just was kind of like, "Yeah, I think I should. I think I should do it."
Yeah.
And it went pretty quick after that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shout out to Jex. I DJed there as well. It was fun.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have been happening lately in the city that have been making national news. And it's obviously it was on anyone's mind when you bought the shop. But as a result of that and showing solidarity for and support for the community, you ran an event there, which was I think we had how many DJs there?
I think it was like 16. I
16.
think it was
And it was
16
live stream
all
and it was
vinyl.
live streamed too.
Live
It
stream
was
2
all
days,
vinyl.
8
Yeah.
8 hours
Yeah.
each.
That was an awesome experience to have a part of that. But
Some of the best DJs in town,
yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
it was really cool. So talk about, did you know immediately, like when everything went down, you're like, I got to do something, or was it like a slow burn?
No, actually a different DJ hit me up and was like,
Mm.
"Do you wanna do, like, a stream or something? Should we do" like, I know how to stream,
Okay.
and I was like, "Why don't we do it at the shop?
Yeah.
Why don't I just invite all the vinyl DJs I know?
Yeah.
Let's do it." And then it built to, like, w 2 days,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then now it's built to, like, we got, like, a monthly
Yeah.
thing going on at the Red Sea
Yeah.
where we're trying to raise these funds for ongoing support
Yeah.
because, you know,
Unfortunately, it's not going to stop.
yeah, no, people are still, trying to catch back up with, losing work
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, talk about the new event and
Mhm.
what that's about.
Yeah, it's basically it's a way to do the stream
Yeah.
without the stream,
Yeah.
because that's we had like a professional come in
Yeah, I
and
remember that. He had
it was
he's
really
like, "I'm
nice.
getting comments here," and he had like there was like 5 cameras
It was
around. It just
cool.
kept bouncing on different angles. It
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
Yeah,
It was
that
a
was
lot.
Suede Studios.
Okay, shout out to
And
Suede Studios.
Suede
We gotta give him a buzz.
Studios.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they volunteered to
that
do
was
that.
nice. That was
Everybody
cool.
volunteered.
Yeah,
We had over 20 DJs that were down to do this,
yeah,
over 25.
yeah.
So then I was like, well, instead of doing a stream, maybe we should do something
Yeah,
that's bigger, a bigger space where public people can come.
yeah, yeah,
Whereas like the shop,
yeah.
it's kind of
It's
little.
it's cozy.
Yeah, yeah. There's a like
Yeah,
a limit
a
to how
limit,
many
yeah,
people you can have in
according to
there.
the fire department, yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's nice for an intimate, cozy vibe, but
Yeah,
it's perfect for some things, but not for like, so
yeah,
we figured let's do like a ticketed
yeah.
event.
So
Mhm.
how did the first one go?
It went okay.
Yeah,
It went okay. Wish we would have raised more money, of
okay,
course,
yeah.
but we're gonna keep going and
I think I'm playing at the next one, so,
playing at
yep.
the next one. Yes, in
That'll be fun,
June. I
and
think
it's
June 5th.
yeah, it's at night, so it's gonna be fun. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, exactly. So now we have more
Yeah,
options, and Red Sea is pretty cool.
very cool.
They're pretty cool about DJs and stuff. So
So how are things what's it like running a record shop? How are things there?
it's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I didn't go to school for any of this stuff. Yeah, I just put myself into these
Yeah.
situations and figure it out,
Yeah. Well, the good
So,
thing is now with like AI, you can ask a ton of questions about stuff.
and
So
I still don't even know how to do that. So
yeah, we
I'm
gotta
not going
get
to
you over there.
start.
We gotta get started so you can get that business 101 crash course.
Oh, no,
How do I run a record shop? Literally, you can ask
you
it
know
that.
what? Maybe
It'll
I
be
might do
like,
that.
that'll be good.
Maybe I might do that. Yeah. Like,
It'll give you
yeah.
tips. It'll give you like social
mm,
posts and things to say. And
Yeah,
yeah,
like a list of things to
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, but I write grants and
yeah.
stuff to
Which is
help.
also good. Yeah,
Yeah, to pretty much to help pay DJs to work
yeah,
because a lot of DJs are doing stuff for free,
yeah.
or if they do get paid, it's so much less than maybe the touring DJs, and
Sure.
then that money doesn't really circulate in our community,
Good point. Yeah,
and so it's like it's really nice to put money in DJs' pockets,
yeah,
so they can go support other
yeah,
DJs and stuff like that. Because we're broke.
yeah.
It's hard to go see other people.
Sure.
Yeah,
But it's
so
good. It's like I mean I use AI a lot, but even like thinking about like the party and like what's the outcome you want? Why are you doing this party? Like you literally can give it all that information. Be
yeah.
like, how
I
do I
might
like
need you to
camp?
do
Yeah, yeah.
that for me and
So
help
yeah,
me.
yeah, we'll
Let's
do it.
do it.
Let's
Let's
more
get
about
together.
AI
You
session.
bring me the AI.
Yeah,
You bring me the AI, and I'll bring you the person
yeah.
problems.
And that's
Yeah.
done. Okay.
Yeah, because
So
I write grants and stuff, and I haven't used the AI yet, but I
yeah,
feel like maybe one of these
yeah,
days I'm just gonna plug it in there and say,
sure.
AI, fix this, make this better,
Yeah, and
something like
if you're
that.
doing it for a good cause, it's like why not? And you can go faster or help more people. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's the most challenging thing about getting grants?
Getting denied.
Mm.
Getting denied. Yeah. Sometimes I get my feelings hurt. Sometimes I feel a little bit
Yeah.
salty, and I'm like,
But then you learn like not to take it personally. Like so,
well,
well, interestingly enough, like I had a
you're
friend
supposed to learn that, but
who was a door-to-door salesman. I
mm,
forgot what he was selling, but he got so many doors slammed in his face that, the reps he put in to just learn how to change, he got to tweak this and change this. Maybe he needs to say this, and he just got better and better, and just
yeah.
he learned how to be a good salesperson because it's like, okay, like get back up, get back up, and then when you get that yes, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
you know,
Totally,
yeah. So
totally. Yeah, yeah. I've done stuff like that too, asking people for money. Oh, yeah,
yeah, it never gets
it's
easy.
crazy.
So we like to wrap up these conversations with any thoughts you have. We talked earlier when you first got here about like, is the DJ scene getting bigger and better here? And so there's other folks
Sure.
because of socials now, and maybe even because of this show, like getting the bug, learning the ropes. So if there's folks, up and coming in the DJ scene,
Mhm,
knowing what you know now that you wish you knew back then,
mhm.
what advice would you give?
Well, I would tell them to come to Wax World
Yeah.
at 3006 East 36th. Actually, I don't know the address. 36th Avenue South. I would say, come to Wax World at 3006 36th Avenue South. Get on the decks,
Okay.
learn how to
There you
do it
go.
from the beginning.
Nice.
Check it out. See that hard stuff.
Yeah.
Figure out the grooves. Get all those parts figured out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So yes,
Okay.
but yeah, as far as like the scene goes, I do feel like just like that COVID generation
Mm.
that kind of went from like my era to the era we're in now.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a dead space,
Mm.
and I do feel like it's starting to come back
Yeah.
because I was feeling so bad for the kids.
Yeah.
I was feeling so bad. I'm like, they don't have anything fun to
Mm.
do like we used to.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had
that's
so
true.
much more
Yeah,
to do back
that's
then.
true.
So
Yeah.
I'm really glad that things are coming back. And a lot of it is the underground. And oh, I just love that.
Or you should just start a team club.
I've been wanting to,
Do some good.
I've
That'd be
talked
good.
about it with
Yeah.
other
Okay.
youth workers and
That'd be interesting.
DJs and stuff. So, there's a lot of us out there.
But it sounds like also, if I take in like the whole story of everything we've been talking about today, it's also like be genuine. If you're gonna be if you're gonna be a DJ, and like let like what people see behind the decks be the true reflection of
Mhm.
who you are as a person.
Yeah.
So
Bring your own
yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
Bring your culture into it.
Hmm.
Bring your background into it. Bring your loves and likes into it. And, and that was kind of how I was able to start. And, and being in those underground
Yeah,
scenes and being able to kind of curate the whole
that's
space,
nice.
everything, it's kind of been harder for me to realize, oh, I have to like, in order to get into this above ground scene, I have to do things a little different. You
Hmm.
know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I need to like, you know, pay more attention to what other people want me to play versus me just playing some
Yeah.
really weird stuff and everybody's just grooving, which is
Which
cool.
is cool too,
And I
sometimes. Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to keep that going and that still happens, but,
There's a time and a place for that. Like it's like that. I feel like the 1
yeah,
a.m. or the 2 a.m. DJ can get away with that.
yeah.
But then
Or even the 8 o'clock CJ, like, let's all just really lay on the ground or something.
that's that dance church
Oh,
crew.
I need to go. I need to go.
They're
I
all
need
like
to
spread
go.
out on the ground. They're like,
Yeah. Oh,
oh,
really?
yes, Age of Aquarius in there, man.
I did go to a
It's good though. It's a good party.
yeah,
Yeah.
I need to go. I've really heard good things, but yeah, I have to be at the shop for part of it. Yeah. But I did go to a rave in Detroit. They have this 3-day party called No Way Back.
Mm.
And they have some portion of the day where they got mats on the ground
Yeah.
and everybody's just laying there taking in all the
Yeah.
vibes.
That's not the only thing
Literally.
that's not the only thing they're taking in, but
I think they may be taking it out because it's like day 3 when this is happening. So they're starting to like, just come down.
well, On that note, we're gonna take it up a notch.
You gonna come up?
Yes, with our back-to-back set, as you now know, and this time the first ever back-to-back set on vinyl. So, Rosa, thank you again so much for sharing a bit of your story, background. It's always nice to hear, and I love learning about the scene here.
Oh my gosh, I got so much for you. Let's do another one sometime.
Oh, we got a
We gotta
part
get
two
deeper.
already in the books.
We got plenty to go. We got a
All right.
lot in the chamber.
Stay tuned. All right.